What is up? It's Andy. I'm checking in with you before Monday Night Football. We got another barn burner on our hands. Another primetime matchup like Ali Frazier. We got the New York Giants hosting the Seattle Seahawks. And you know how bad that must be if I'm a New Yorker and am disgusted at how many primetime New York matchups I've had to watch early in the season. I mean, the fun never stops. And aren't you ready on Thursday? We get some Bears Commanders. Aren't you excited? It's unbelievable, but here we go regardless. Now, depending on how your Sunday was, then it's just a continuation. Like if you had a winning Sunday, we're still in week 4. But if you had a losing Sunday, then this is like diet starts on Monday. It's a new week, Monday into Sunday. That's the week. And then you can look to start fresh today. As far as yesterday goes for me, it was nice to get revenge on the Miami Dolphins, but at what cost? That came at the cost of a lot of props. A bunch of my props were not correct. I apologize for that. Most of the sides that I gave were correct. Now, obviously, in the future, if you see me say something like, I like Cleveland and that defense, obviously Deshaun Watson has to be playing. The line that I gave you on that was with the assumption that Deshaun Watson was playing. The news that came out on Saturday night was that he was going to suit up, and then I guess in the warm-up they decided to pull him. I obviously wouldn't have taken Cleveland in that. But I'm sure enough, if you're watching these videos, you're smart enough to read between the lines, the same way you're smart enough to read a good deal and know it when you see one. And that is that Bet365 deal that we still got going on. Bet $1, you get $365. Can you imagine you hit a parlay, you put $1 down and you got $365 in return? You'd be the king. Well, they're offering you that parlay right now if you're a new user on Bet365. If you're in the U.S., just make sure it's a state that has it. Which states have it? Check the description of this video. It will tell you. There's a separate link for Canadians and probably a separate link for everyone else. Bet365, that's one of those big ones, and that's why they got those big deals. Bet 1, get 365 on Bet365. Make sure if you got a gambling problem or you know someone who has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text 1-800-GAMBLER. And you got to be over 21 to do all this. Okay, don't try to sneak out. Like when I was 18 and I went to Canada and I felt cool going to the clubs because it was 18 plus. Now you got to be 21 plus, except for one state where you got to be like 19 or something. I don't know how they pulled that, but other than that, you got to be 21. So make sure that you are. Now I'm going to be honest with you the same way I was honest with you last Thursday. This is a matchup with a lot of question marks. I told you last Thursday, are either of these teams good? Are the Packers good? They're 2-1. Is Detroit good? Or are they going to default back to being Detroit? And we learned that Detroit seems pretty good. Good offensive line. Have a bunch of ways to move the ball. Pretty better on defense. I want to say good on defense. And then the Packers maybe had a little bit of an easy schedule. But in these types of games, typically getting points at home is a good thing. It's something that I'd like to stick with. In a perfect world, we'd be getting over 3 points. They're going to give us 2. If I had to pick a side on this, it's +2. But what the hell do I have to go off? I hate the Giants. I think they're awful. I think the Seahawks are pretty good. But on the road, East Coast, I don't know. It's tough. But if I had to pick a side on this one, I would go with the Giants +2. I would just feel like an idiot if I took this. Oh yeah, take the Seahawks. They're better. They've been playing better. They won their previous 2 after a bad loss against the Rams week 1. Yeah, of course you got to take them. They're the better team. And then if I bet them and they didn't cover, like if I bet the Chiefs last night, I would have said, what is wrong with you? You have your whole life of accumulation of I've seen a million of these where, oh, there's no way that team's not going to cover. And it always happens. So it would kill me if I took the Seahawks and then I see the Giants win. And I'm like, of course, what the hell is wrong with you? So if I had to take a side, I'll go with the Giants. But because I really hate the game, there's no Barkley in this game. It's hard to know what to go to. So in these types of games, I'm outsourcing my troubles and your troubles to OddsShopper Premium. And this is the beautiful thing on nights where you don't have a great read either. You can utilize all the bunker Area 51 analytics that they use to calculate which bets have the highest EV. I like the under on receptions for Isaiah Hodgins and Darius Slayton. Both of those two are coming in hot on OddsShopper Premium, and those are two that I can absolutely get behind. And then on the other side of the ball, another under. The under on receiving yards for Jackson Smith-Njigba. I don't know. I got to get the pronunciation on his last name. Sometimes you think you know it, and then they come out like Devon A-Chain, and they change it every once in a while. But Smith-Njigba, I'm going to take the under on his receiving yards. It was thought that they were going to use more of Jackson last game. Jackson, that's what I like calling him now. But it's just hard to siphon targets away from those two main guys with Metcalf and Lockett, and then the run game has been working well with Kenneth Chalker, I like to call him, because that's how often people would use him in DraftKings last year. I gave him the name Kenneth Chalker. I think that's another good bet for this rookie to stay under on his receiving. The only thing scary about that, and why I listed it third, I just hate the thought that one catch can end it all. 130-yard deep Geno catch. So I would understand if you're a little skeptical about that one. But this is a game it's tough. This is one where I'm outsourcing it. Okay, you're getting someone in a call center in Bangladesh, and they're telling you definitely take the under on those Darius Slayton receptions. Okay, cool, bye. That's what I'm giving to you. I went behind the curtain, I stole some of their goods, and I gave it to you. So that is what I have for you here on this Monday night. Sorry, more of those props didn't hit. A couple of the sides hit though, Jacksonville. Obviously, the Dolphins. I don't even remember much other than that, but we will look to, get things going in a better direction starting tonight using the help of our friends at OddsShopper Premium. You should definitely subscribe. They have a big early season deal. I know that. And also subscribe to the OddsShopper channel here, along with my YouTube channel and my social media. Now I'm just a pimp at this point. All right, everybody, I will see you on Thursday for another riveting matchup. The Bears and the Commanders. All right, guys, I will see you then. Take it easy.